All right, welcome everybody to the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name is Emily Geller and am a podcast engineer here. Excited to bring you another episode of Revolutionize Your Marketing with Mill City Marketing and John Petros. I've been doing the last several months here that we do every Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central, and uh, as the title sounds, it's all about marketing and getting the word about yourself and your organization out there, and um, about like the creative ways to do that and so on. But with nothing further ado, I'm gonna bring in John to kick us off to and introduce our guest for today. So welcome, John.
How are you doing, Emily? And everyone
Good.
out there who's listening, welcome to Revolutionize Your Marketing with Mill City Marketing MA. And we have a special guest on tonight, um, Rudy. I always mess up the last name every time I go to say it, Rudy. Sorry.
All good. People have trouble with that one. It's very much Italian. It's all good. It's
All right. Why don't
Gargini.
we why don't we start off by telling everybody out there who you are, where you're coming from, and how you got to where you are today.
Sure. Well, I grew up in the Bay Area in California, lived down there for a short time. My parents wanted to raise me away from the big cities, so we came up to the Oregon coast. Very peaceful and very quiet, just the way I like it. But I wanted to have a lot of impact in the world. So I said, okay, what's out there? So I tried a bunch of different jobs. I eventually got into auto sales, which ended up being my dream job. And then the universe had very different plans for me. And I lost my dream job during the pandemic. And I said, oh, geez, now what do I do? I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. But what ended up happening is I joined some networking events. I met some incredible people, got into a lot of different industries, a lot of insight into all of those. And then I ended up meeting a woman in the financial services industry and we became best friends. But it's interesting. What happened is I also got an education on money I didn't think I needed. I thought I knew enough. I did not. And it kind of blew my mind. It also made me really mad because I realized, well, why wasn't I taught this in school? I could have learned this in middle school. It was easy. Hmm, interesting. But then I started thinking a bit bigger. I said, wait a minute, hold on. If I help people with this stuff and make a meaningful impact in people's lives through not just financial literacy, but helping them understand all the options they have available to them, that's pretty impactful. And that can be impactful generationally. So I kind of started falling in love with the idea of, wow, I could really help people with this. Yeah, I think I should learn how to do this. This could be really, really meaningful for me. And it ended up becoming my life purpose because I realized, wow, if I help people like this is going to outlast me. That's pretty cool. So I ended up starting in that world 3 years ago. So I've since branched out in a couple other industries, also adjacent ones. I can help business owners find money and save money. They love that. Uh, that's one thing I can do. And I dabble in the health and wellness industry too, because if you have your wealth, that's great. But if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. Uh, but I want people to be holistically taken care of. That's the big goal of what I do. I want people to know all the options they have, whether they're just starting out in the working world, whether they're in retirement, not quite sure what to do with some of their money, or they're not really happy with what it's been doing, and in anywhere in between, because I really feel that generational wealth is possible for everyone. We're not taught how to do that, so we don't talk about it as a culture. That's why my tagline is finance is not an F word. It always gets people laughing, but then they start thinking about what it actually means. When was the last time a family sat down and talked about money at the dinner table? It's the same forbidden subject like religion and politics. I'm trying to change that. Hopefully, make it something a little easier for people to talk about, a little more comfortable. Saying, hey, there's these are just ideas, and last time I checked, I have this sitting on my desk for this exact reason. Lady Liberty cannot hurt you. All this is energy. This is a tool. You can use this for good. You can use this for not. You can use this to help yourself. You can use this to hurt yourself. It's just like a wrench, just like a spoon. It's the same thing. It is a tool, but we're not taught how to use the tool. So look where we're
Yeah.
at. So I'm trying to teach. inform and educate so people can make empowered decisions about their future and beyond. And that's also why I help businesses, because I figured if I can help a business owner, then I can help their employees at the same time. Then everybody wins. That's more impact faster, in the name of efficiency and impact. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I'm also a car guy and a cat dad. So if you see tails, that's what's
Cat
going
dad.
on. Cat dad of 4. Very proud. They're my secretaries and I spoil them rotten.
Yeah, finances is one thing that should be taught in schools. I don't know how they would approach it. Or kids nowadays, all they will care about on finances is spending it.
Yep.
But that's part of the reason why it should be taught in schools.
Yeah.
Hopefully, eventually it gets to that point.
There's only
Then it,
26 states that require it in the country right now. Oregon's going to become the 27th. Ooh. It should have been all 50, and it should have been like that 100 years ago. So
you're going to be a teacher now?
I feel like I already am, to be honest. I mean, I kind of feel like I already am. And the basic things. I tell people, I'm not going to teach you Wall Street. Okay, that's not my world. What I am going to teach you, I'm going to teach you some principles like the rule of 72, what compound interest actually means, what the time value of money is, and how it applies to you. Those little simple ideas, but very, very impactful, especially if you're young. Oh, look, you put away a few $100s a month when you're in your 20s, have that money work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your retirement's good. You're not going to have to worry about that when you hit 64. Oh, what am I do? Don't worry about that. We planned for that. Remember? We took care of that 40 something years ago. You're good. It's just helping people kind of see the future when, unfortunately, young kids, I just dated myself. They're not really thinking about that because they're living in the now, which is fine, but prep for the future. So when you get there, it's not going to be a rude awakening. And then you're not going to have to worry about that. Oh yeah, I did set that up, 40 something years ago. I'm good. Yeah, you are. Was it worth it? I think so. So a lot of it, honestly, it's more than the dollars and cents. It's a
Yeah.
lot of psychology. It's mindset. It's relationships. What's your relationship to money? I ask people that
Yeah.
question all the time, and they look at me like, because they've never been asked that before.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody yesterday, as a matter of fact, on finances, and like he was explaining, because yeah, I'm kind of getting into that field too. It's a sidetrack, uh, but like he was saying, if young people would understand, they can put less away now for retirement than if they start when they're older. When you're older, it requires to be more put away. When they're young, they can start off with $10 or $20 a week,
Yeah. Oh
and by
yeah.
the time there's a very large nest egg.
Time value of money. You save a few $100 a month in your 20s, easy. You'll have to save a car payment worth of money in your 40s, and you'll have to save a mortgage payment worth of money a month in your 50s if you want, say $1 million at 67, you're getting 9%. Just as an example, but people don't necessarily think about that. They're like, oh, I'll save later. Okay, when was the first time you said that? 5 years ago. Okay, do you realize that money could have been working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 5 years? Really?
Yeah,
But again, it's like we don't talk about it. We don't teach it. So again, I was not taught about money. I knew how to make it, and I certainly knew
yeah,
how to spend it. That's all I knew. I didn't know any better than that. Even though my grandmother worked for Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, she wasn't taught about money either. And it's like, wait, what? It's just my mom wasn't, unfortunately. My dad came from Italy. He wasn't taught. So it's just like little basic ideas can have such a huge impact because of that little thing called time. And
yeah,
unfortunately, there's no get rich quick. There's no immediate solution. Everybody wants immediate solutions these days and instant gratification. No, you're not going to make your retirement in 6 months. Sorry, that's going to take you time. Be
yeah,
patient. And I used to not be I was not a patient person when I was younger. And now I'm probably the most patient person you'll ever meet, honestly, because I have learned so much about life in this whole world of entrepreneurship. But it's like people don't, they're not aware of these things. And it breaks my heart because I see people struggling that shouldn't. And I'm like, how did that happen? Why did that happen? How can
yeah,
we prevent it from happening to other people? It starts with literacy and empowerment. Starts there.
yeah. it's like if they teach finances in high school, simple place to start is don't stop at the store on your way home and buy junk food. Put it
Don't
away.
shop when you're hungry. Eat dinner, then go shopping. Oh, I know. I'm a foodie.
Yeah, we
100% no.
we make the mistake and go to the grocery store when we're hungry. Bad mistake.
Oh, yeah. Or those trial subscriptions we forget to cancel, or the coffee we get every day. When I was in cell phone sales, I was getting a coffee every day. Yeah, okay, a coffee every day. That doesn't sound like much. Yeah, that was $210 a month on coffee. On
Yeah.
coffee. Now, if I was 20 years old and put that $210 a month away, that's a nice retirement. But we
That's
don't
why
think
I
that way.
bottles of coffee and make my own iced coffee at home.
There you go. Exactly. That probably was what, about 60 cents or so instead of
Yeah.
five, six, $8. Well, there you go. So never mind the people that get coffee more than once a day. I'd be bouncing off the walls more than I normally do, and I don't even drink coffee anymore. So, but again, it's those little behaviors. It's those little things that we take for granted that we don't realize. And this is where the psychology comes in, and we're like, oh, wait, where'd the money go? It's like, okay, has you ever done your budget? Let's start there. Then let's look at all that. And then you might realize, oh, wow, I was spending hundreds of dollars a month on coffee. Oops. Didn't notice that. Okay, well, look, you just saved maybe $300-400 a month on stuff you maybe didn't need to necessarily buy. There's your retirement. You're welcome. That was easy. And do we want to talk about the next steps later? Sure, I'll be in your life forever. Let's talk about,
That's why,
let's talk in a year, see where things are
that's why
going.
I'm not out making deliveries for my wife right now.
Mhm.
Be out driving, and how do you stay awake when you're driving? Coffee, coffee, coffee.
Yep.
You're right.
I switched to energy tea because I realized 600 calories and 100 grams of sugar was not doing my midline well. So I went to energy tea. Also half the cost and just as much caffeine. So I went that direction. Highly recommended. Yerba mate tea is wonderful and it will keep you awake. And the world of cell phone sales was brutal. I wouldn't recommend that to anyone unless they are ready for it. You can make a lot of money in cell phone sales, but it'll burn you out real fast if you're not ready for it. But that's the thing. It's like I want people to be able to comfortably talk about this type of stuff to where it's like, oh yeah, I can talk about my financial world. I can talk about my financial future. Yeah, because I want to make sure you're going to have a good one. And the only way to figure that out is to talk about it. There's no judgment. I've probably been where you are anyway. No big deal. Like, but wouldn't it feel nice to have a clear path for your future? Whatever that entails. Talk about liberating. Like, how would that make you feel if you knew, oh, wow, now I know what it'll take to live the life I want? I finally know, maybe never knowing your whole life. That's a big deal. It's more than just the dollars and cents. And that's why I always tell people it's so much more than that. You got to start somewhere and you got to start here, or
Yeah.
else you're never going to know. So I openly invite people to say, hey, please don't feel uncomfortable talking about your money because there's only going to be empowerment at the end of the conversation. You're going to know what you need to do. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Before we run out of time, why don't you let people know how they can get a hold of you if they want to learn
Sure.
more?
Definitely. I'm on LinkedIn under Rodolfo Gargioni. I'm on Alignable as well. Facebook, same name. It's me. I'm primarily on those platforms. I go to networking events a lot. You'll probably see me on Alignable networking events, Happy Neighborhood Project networking events. I'm on a lot of them. But yeah, feel free to look me up. I love helping people. I love helping business owners because they're the heart of our economy. And I figure, hey, if I can help a business owner, I can help employees, I can help entire communities. Please, please, please. Entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, yep. Um, yeah, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. I don't charge for my services either. So, hey, let's talk about it.
Yeah. And if I run across businesses that can use your help, I will be sending them your way.
That'd be awesome, John. Thank you.
It's like all my connections on Alignable that I have. If I get a business for marketing and they need more help than what I can provide, I've got people to send them to. That's
There you
what
go.
Alignable.
Yeah,
Make connections and doing referrals.
exactly. I've met so many great people over there. I've connected so many other people. I've lost count of how many like connections I put together. People like, yep, you need to meet this person. They need to meet that person. It's just, it's awesome. And I really think that's the new way of doing businesses. Speaking of marketing business, like give a bunch of referrals and connect people. Hey, I know somebody you need to meet. I'm going to connect you with them. That's one of the first things I do when I meet somebody new. I think, okay, this person's awesome. Who do they need to know that I know? Ooh, I have somebody you need to meet. Off you go. Enjoy the connection, you guys. P.S. Let's have
Yeah.
a one-on-one. It's, I think that's the best marketing you can do is organic, real. I'm here for you. You're here for me. How can we help each other? I really think that's some of the best marketing you can do, honestly,
Yeah.
especially in my industry because it's so intense. And there's a lot of people that do what I do, but you know, you gotta
And
put the human touch to it.
it's like finances. I was just talking with a guy on a one-on-one yesterday, I believe it was, the day before. And it's kind of like a nonprofit organization that
Oh,
he
cool.
has. And he's right up the street from me pretty much, not that far.
Awesome.
But it's a national project that he started called
Wow.
Little Iguanas.
Mhm.
They do safety um, teachings to little kids so they don't get abducted or abused or things like that. And PBS in Connecticut got wind of it, and they've got like little short stories with animated figures that
Mhm.
they teach with. And of course, PBS has programs that are made for commercial TVs,
Mhm.
allowing for commercials. Well, PBS has this extra space now because they don't do commercials like that, and they're trying to fill them. So they working on a contract with PBS nationwide to put 5-minute videos together before and after kids programs.
Nice.
The problem is he has to come up with the money to pay for the productions.
Oh, okay.
They look for, I think he said they're looking for 6 to 24 programs
Okay.
for him to put together, and it's like $55,000.
For each one?
No, that they want all together, which is
That's not
a
bad.
lot of money for a
Okay.
nonprofit to. Well, I have a friend in San Diego. I told him I will send his information to him.
Oh, nice.
My friend last year, the year before, donated $1 million to the local Boys and Girls Club.
Ah, nice. That's wonderful.
It's something I think he will be interested in. I have to get in touch with him.
Yeah, that's great.
He
Definitely.
may fund the whole thing for him.
That'd be cool. John, we need to talk more. Definitely. I have ideas for us, but I do have to run, guys. This has been a pleasure. I'm so glad I had a chance to hop on for the time I did. Kurt, love what you do, man. This is awesome. Always host cool events, and you rock, dude.
All right. We'll see you again soon, Rudy. Thanks for stopping
Bye,
through.
Rudy.
Pleasure.
We'll
Take
be,
care, guys. Have a good one.
Bet. Bye for now.
Ready?
have
Bye.
you back again.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. So John, I want to do a check-in with our friend Steve Ramona. Emily's got on cue back there. Live event going on right now on LinkedIn. Emily, can you do a screen share and share with the audience what our friend Steve Ramona is up to right now? He's got um, with Revolutionize Your Marketing, his program is revolutionizing law enforcement with emotional intelligence and leadership program that he's doing. And so Emily just went ahead and went away. So I'm looking up on LinkedIn here. Let's go forward and do this in demonstration fashion. I'm going to show you LinkedIn here. We're going to go ahead over to the events section. And so he should be live on LinkedIn. I probably could just go to his profile. And these LinkedIn lives is kind of like what we're doing now, our program. Emily should be having this on LinkedIn Live, Revolutionize Your Marketing. So here we go. There you go. You do LinkedIn Live. Look at that. We're looking at somebody's construction project. The power of LinkedIn Live or whatever this is here.
We go live, folks.
Yeah. We have there it is, Revolutionize Law Enforcement. Here we go. Let's take a look at the program. We are tuning into Steve Ramona because our he is our mentor in podcasting. Yeah, let me figure out what I can do here. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm just gonna make sure that I've got the audio. So I don't wanna, we're just gonna do a short sharing. This part leading up to it is more of what I want to share with you. But here we go. I think I've got the audio now. Click to join. We're just gonna play a short little 20-second or whatever. Bumps, moving, and then LinkedIn.com / this line. So started 34 minutes ago. So this leave it at that. So that is available on LinkedIn. And I think that would be playing through Steve Ramona's profile. So Steve Ramona's profile is linkedin.com/in/Steve Ramona, RAMONA. So I'm actually going to screen share again real quick to show Steve Ramona's profile. So we know Steve Ramona through the Happy Neighborhood Project. Steve Ramona has been a captain over at the Happy Neighborhood Project with Happy Business Networking. There you see linkedin.com/in/Steve Ramona on the browser tab. And just trying to. Oh, here. That live is running down below there. That's what that was. So here we go. Biz Catalyst 360. Let's see here. That event came through his profile. So I'm trying to highlights, about, services. Here you go. On Steve, there it is. Revolution Law Enforcement, Emotional Intelligence, and Leadership. So that's how you can get back to what I was sharing. And then when it stops off alive, you'd be able to go back to it like these others for watching the replay. And there you go. So enjoy that show. If you feel that you want to check in on emotional intelligence and leadership coming from an expert out of law enforcement and showing how applying all that to law enforcement revolutionizes how it does. So there you go. And some other replays you can catch there. We met this Cares Foundation through Unicorn Universe of all places. That just happened to be where I met the founder of Cares Foundation. Who cares? We care. So we actually from that are starting a show on our network here, World Ability Podcast Network, that we're just going to call it Who Cares? And we're going to have the show Who Cares so that we can show how at Cares Foundation we care. So there you go, a little insight on some of our reaches, network connections, contacts, and how we're building up different value with our alliances with somebody like Steve Ramona, one of the you know more renowned podcast moguls in the industry. So he holds once a month a workshop that we're always welcome to. And the next one with Steve Ramona will be Tuesday, January 28th, and that'll be at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, January 28th. Join us with Steve Ramona. And with that, contact us, contact John. My phone number is 262-372-1754. You can call and text me there for the connection to that podcast events and working with guests at events and activities you do, and how to build your business through all that and reach your goals through these type of activities, and then best practices of live streaming, video production, hosting events and hosting podcasts, public speaking, and then all the tools that are out there online and things that go towards search engine optimization and AI tools, all sorts of shop talk with Steve Ramona, Tuesday, January 28th, 6 p.m. Eastern. You're welcome. And you can email me for it, Kurt, K-U-R-T, at spiritofthegame.org. So with that, John, back to you. What's on your mind? What do you want to do next with this, your Revolutionize Your Marketing show, John Petro Sr.?
Well, bringing everybody up to date on what I've been up to the last month and a half or so. As of 2 weeks ago, I was approved by Alignable to be an ambassador. There is now a new alliance. If anyone listening to this is in northern Massachusetts, southern New Hampshire, they have a very good-sized alliance that I'm building now. In 2 weeks, there's 15 of us, which is pretty damn good, I must say. Go from Lowell, Mass area over to the beaches, up to just south of Manchester, New Hampshire, on over to Derry and Londonderry, and down through Leominster, Mass, back over to Lowell, which is kind of a good size area. Alignable is looking for ambassadors in different areas. New England had one in Connecticut. Someone new is taking that one over because the guy who was in charge of that one passed away. And then there's the Greater Boston Alliance, which goes halfway across the state of Massachusetts. They're looking to break that one up some. Then there was one in the middle of New Hampshire, and now there's mine. So if anybody's in Alignable in this area, feel free to check it out. It's the Merrimack River Valley Alliance, MA New Hampshire, and New Hampshire. I am putting together the first monthly in-person networking program, which is going to be on a Tuesday, January 21st at 6 p.m. At a restaurant called Owen and Ollie's. So come grab something to eat, grab a drink or two, and do some networking. I'm going to have a special guest coming virtually. I know it's an in-person thing, but this person is doing virtual tours. Sue from Alignable does a lot of the educating on Alignable. She is going to be zooming in to be, you might say, in person by Zoom, because she is taking time off for her traveling around the country, spending some time with her father. I think in Arizona, I think she said. So she's leaving, she's on her way right now, I guess, from Florida to go spend some time with them. And she came up with this idea a couple of weeks ago. Since she's not going to be traveling around the country making stops, why not do virtual ones? So when I got the date for mine, I sent her a request and she gladly accepted it. So any business owners on Alignable or not on Alignable, feel free to drop by, check out the address. It's Owen and Ollie's 91 Mill Street in Drake. Feel free to drop by. Outside of that, what do I have coming? Just the usual stuff. Working on 2 books, my podcast every week at this time. Yeah, pretty much. That's my excess stuff besides my marketing. Anybody
Alright.
wants me, my website, I found out has been active. It is millcitybusinesshelp.com. The reason why I didn't think it was working is because I misspelled business wrong. I only have 1 S at the end, not 2. So if you type it in, it's Mill City Business with 1 S at the end. Help.com. Where you can reach me by email. Mill City Marketing, MA. There we go. Thank you, Kurt. There's my website. Yes, I know the top is a little bit to read, but outside of that, and if you go all the way to the bottom, there's a link on there that goes to some of my recommendations. See what others say.
So there we go. And the other thing I want to share right away is next week we're planning on having another financial expert on here by the name of Marcel Castermans. And he reigns to us from out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And so here he is, he's a business owner at MK Financial Advisory. And so a very, very attractive, about section here on his profile. So on LinkedIn, you can read about him there and featured content he has. So we're looking forward to a quite dynamic conversation and taking a look at from his background and how he will join us in, kind of melding the financial conversation with marketing and how he does it. He's got an interesting approach in marketing he's taking, being from Canada. He's got colleagues that can help serve folks in the US. And so he's teaming up with us here in the US to help, his reaches be Canadian and USA strong. So you'll find out all about that next week right here at Revolutionize Your Marketing right here with John Petro Sr. So always things in the work in our show business. So stay tuned for that. That's your tease. And Emily's going to be putting out some social media content, on Marcel as well between now and next week's show. And, we'll just keep all that value coming out to you in every which way we can. And we're always inviting you to reach out to us at any point during our shows or, in between shows, whatever it may be. your 24/7 helpline. And with me, I say with me, you get Curtimer service. I leave the cussing to you.
That was good, Kurt. That was good. I like that one.
Oh, we always got to give a twist, you got to catch people off guard a little bit.
Like they say, the show must go on.
That's right. We do a little something to make sure you're all paying attention out there. We know you are, but we just have fun. Appreciate everybody staying captivated to our conversations. So we're just going to formulate a final segment here. We're looking to be in wrap up here in about 8 minutes. So, John, what would you like to do with your grade 8? We got 8 minutes left of showtime.
I actually had something I wanted to bring up. I can find it in my paperwork here. Okay. This is it. A little something I found online from a Tom Cavanaugh. I'll just read it because I like the way it's worded and everything. Want to feel like $1,000,000, but not spend it? Here's the trick. Learn something new every day for a month. And not just anything, something meaningful, something that you're passionate about, like French cooking techniques, the science of happiness, web development, anything goes. And here's what happens when you do. You gain confidence because you're accumulating knowledge. Your understanding of the world depends on it. It makes you more interesting to others. You're more apt at handling unexpected situations. It boosts creativity. Your memory and focus are improved. Sorry about that. And it keeps your brain healthy. Learning is the gift that keeps on giving. The more you learn, the more you want to learn. And that's when the real fun begins. I like that. I had it printed up and pass it on.
Very good. What a great sharing here on the early days of January, producing the show on January 3rd. And, I hang with people who say, this flair that has been given traditionally with New Year's Day, January 1st, and the early days of the year like this, we should go all year long with that type of refreshing and optimism and, with that energy to really zero in on what our best bet is, or better best, each and every day of the year, not just have this type of exhilaration with it, once a year. So that's something that people can consider. And we were referring to Alignable earlier. I want to make sure people can see a demonstration of the Alignable page. Some people out there watching the show maybe never visited alignable.com, but here it is. And I pulled up John's profile where you can see people are showing there, like Mill City Marketing MA. You can see where John's from there in Massachusetts. He posts here what his ideal customer is and on and on. So the about us. So if you want to get more of the nitty gritty detail, and so millcitybusinesshelp.com. Apparently you have to edit that to make it
Yep.
a typo. So
Thanks. It's good. I just noticed that. I forgot it was there.
yeah, so you can book a time with John here on his Calendly, but he's got his email address there, millcitymarketingma@gmail.com. Back in 2020 when COVID hit, all of this came emerging forward, and here we are now on live stream. Look at all the recommendations there, networking events. Look at all of this recommendations given by a lot of our notables out there in the Alignable community. Look at that, and it just keeps on going here. So check out Alignable and zero in on John's site here. Now, these events I was showing aren't your particular, are these just events that you're attending? Is that what these are?
Those are mine.
Those are
Those are
yours?
Yeah.
All right. So if we do, oh, is this the event you were just promoting, the kickoff?
Yes, the kickoff of the contest that Alignable runs every year. Starts January 14th. It runs until my birthday, March 7th. Don't forget, Kurt, my birthday party.
All right. I should have written it on my planner. Let me see. Got to open up my book to the 7th. I would think I've got it on there. And March 7th is a Revolutionize Marketing Day. And I actually did not have it on there, John. So good thing you said it again. And isn't that something about marketing? You got to repeat yourself because guys like Kurt won't write it down the first time. I'm going to put here.
Listen to learn, everybody.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put on there B-Day Bash right on the top of the day. John Petra, he'll be releasing his gift registry. That'll be coming out soon, you know. So
I should put on that too.
they should put what?
I should put one out on that about that too. Put it out on Alignable.
What, a gift registry?
Yeah, for that day.
All right.
Put a registry out. Let people sign up and get the link. Besides me just talking about it, put it out there as
Oh, yeah, you're talking about your March 7th Revolutionize Your Marketing show and let people come in
Yeah.
here.
yeah.
You know, but I was talking about a gift registry for people to get their credit card out and buy you stuff.
Oh yeah, they can do that too. I'll like my bank account too. They can just put the money right in.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna
Talk about a
really,
marketing gimmick, huh?
yeah, we're taking
Don't have to
marketing.
go shopping. Just send the money.
There you go. Well, the other thing we got to do is with our birthday developments, we always go to Google and we say we type in here how many days. I've always been doing November 30th for mine, but we got to get the routine in here for March the 7th.
Yeah.
Your birthday's on the 7th, March 7th. 63 days. So we'll be doing the countdown from 63. Next week we'll be doing 56 days. So we'll have to coordinate with Emily that every show we're doing the countdown, you know, to make sure people know how many days to your birthday bash right here at Revolutionize Your Marketing. So Emily, are you out there or are you completely AWOL? Did you completely abandon us, Emily? Do I have to take over and get admin rights and, you know, kick you off of hosting privileges? What do we got to do here, Emily? It is your show from here on out. It's time for you to get us on out of here. We've reached the end of our show time.
No, Carrie, you do not need to boot me off of everything, please.
All right, we'll give you another chance.
Well, thank you.
After all, that is the spirit of the game.
There we go.
But on to so no last words. Or do we have any no last words?
And our last words, Emily. It is show
okay.
year ending, and we're done. We'll boot up next week for anything more.
Just to thank Rudy for coming on, everybody who's tuned in. Again, we are here every Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern. And I'd love to have you join for a show. So let us know if you are interested. And encourage everybody to check out our social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and so on. and our other partners like Jason and the Disability Channel, our Guitar Transforming Media, Lawrence Wingate of Wingate Studios, Zach Klein of the Pack Channel, and Earl Williams of the Midwest Plans Podcast. And I'll look at with you. But until next time, hope everybody has a safe and productive week and to stay happy.